I'm Madison with Golden Age Beads, and today we're going to make a beaded leather earring. So the first thing you're going to need is your pliers. Today I'm going to be using a pair of needle nose pliers that have clippers at the end and a pair of round nose pliers. You're also going to need a little bit of leather. We're using chocolate brown 1mm leather. We also have a few head pins. They're not very long, they don't need to be very long. We have an earring hook, one for each earring, and a few different beads. Today we're using some colorful ceramic and jade beads. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our leather. This one is about 1.5 feet. It doesn't need to be that long, but I'm not going to cut it until the very end. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to string 1 or 2 of the beads onto the leather. These beads have a very wide mouth, so they fit on very nicely. Now, our smaller beads don't have a large enough mouth to fit onto the leather, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually make them dangle. So the first thing is we're going to just thread them onto our head pins. I have 4 beads, so just 4 head pins. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do to make sure that they stay on is you're going to fold the head pin at a 90-degree angle using your pliers, just right on top of that bead. Do that with all of your beads. The end of the head pin is a little bit longer than what we're going to need to use. So I'm going to clip that end just a little bit. You want to have about 1/2 inch left over after you clip. You should have 1/2 inch of folded head pin wire just sitting on top of that bead. So now we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to make a loop at the top of that head pin. Don't close it all the way just yet. So do that for all 4 or all of your beads, and make sure to not close that loop all the way. Okay, so now that I have all 4 of those done, I'm going to I have a few beads already on here on my leather. I'm going to and I'm going to place those loops in between the beads I already have on the leather. Now after you place one, grab your round nose pliers again, finish closing off that loop that you made. You want to make sure that the metal touches the metal with the loop, that way it's completely secure. Now go ahead and repeat that for all of your beads on head pins. Just place them wherever you like in between those beads on the leather. Okay, so when you're finished placing them all on there, you're going to have something that looks like this, or however many beads you have. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our leather, and using one of the ends, we're going to make a loop. Now make sure it's close enough down to your beads. You don't want to have a gigantic dangly earring. So we're going to make a small loop at the top, and to secure that loop, you're going to wrap the end of that leather around 3 or 4 times. Make sure to wrap it sort of loosely, because then you're going to take the end and you're going to thread it right back through those wraps that you just made. Okay, so don't pull this too tight. This is going to be your securing knot. But to make sure that the earring stays together, we're going to take the other end and we're also going to thread that through the wraps that you made. And then just pull your earring as tight as you want it, or as small as you want it. And then you can go ahead and pull those ends to tighten up that knot. Okay, so if you have glue, you can glue this knot just to make sure it's secure. If not, just clip the ends with the end of your clippers. Now we're going to take our earring hook, and using your round nose pliers, we're just going to open up that loop at the end, just a little bit. We're going to thread that loop that we made in the leather through the top, and using your needle nose pliers, just pinch that loop right back together. And then you'll repeat these steps for your next earring, and then you'll have a pair of beautiful, colorful leather dangle earrings.